Scottie Pippen is undoubtedly one of the greatest players in NBA history, one half of one of the greatest duos ever to play the game. But 20 plus years after their dominance, Pippen and Michael Jordan don't seem to see eye to eye on what really transpired behind the scenes during the Bulls' run to 6 NBA championships. Let's dig into what Scottie's been saying, and he's been talking a lot. So sit back, relax, and take this in. Pippen is still not happy with Michael Jordan. To quickly rewind, after the release of ESPN's doc The Last Dance in spring of 2020, Pippen told The Guardian that he had spoken to Jordan about how he wasn't pleased with his depiction in the series. And just last week, Pippen told GQ magazine while promoting his new memoir, Unguarded, that he felt Jordan couldn't have been more condescending if he tried, claiming that Jordan used the documentary more as a puff piece for his brand than anything. With that being said, he's now trying to tell his own version of the story. Pippen told GQ that he was as great as Jordan, and while Pippen is one of the best defenders in NBA history, a 7-time All-Star, 10-time All-Defensive Team member, and of course, a 6-time NBA champion, it's hard to argue that he was as great as Jordan. In fact, there's really only a handful of players who can say they're even in the same conversation as Jordan, the 6-time Finals MVP and 5-time regular season MVP. Sorry, Scottie, but no points for you on that claim. He also said that Michael Jordan ruined the game of basketball, to which I say, really? And then Pippen proceeded to chime in on the conversation of GOAT, siding with LeBron, claiming that James embodies what the game is truly about. Look, I'm not going to get into the GOAT debate here, but Pippen does have a small point. When it comes to playmaking, defense, and other skills needed in the game of basketball, LeBron probably is the more well-rounded player compared to Jordan. Does that make him the GOAT? Absolutely not, but at least there is some sound reasoning behind his explanation. Pippen also took a jab at Jordan's infamous flu game, claiming his bad back game was more impressive, so let's compare. In Game 6 of the 1998 Finals, Pippen played through a herniated disc, which is extremely painful, scoring 8 points, grabbing 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals in 25 minutes. Jordan played through what he described as flu-like symptoms caused by eating bad pizza, or so it was said, the night before in Salt Lake City, and dropped 45 points on 43% shooting from the field. Seems like flu game trumps back game, at least on the score sheet. He also claimed that the Bulls won 6 championships in spite of Jordan's attitude with his teammates, not because of it. With this one, Scottie might have a point. Jordan was a notoriously bad teammate, one time telling Bulls legend Bill Cartwright on a bad shooting night that if he ever played like that again, he'd break his legs. Throughout his career, he got into multiple fights with different teammates in practice. And while at this point in time it's all a matter of hearsay, it's hard to disagree with Scottie on this one. Regarding The Last Dance, Pippen said Jordan made over $10 million on the series, while Scottie and his former Bulls teammates made nothing. As far as the doc being overly flattering to Jordan's legacy, Pippen isn't alone in feeling that way. Jazz point guard John Stockton said that he was apprehensive about sitting down for the documentary because he didn't want to be a part of what he also called a puff piece. One of the glaring criticisms from critics about the documentary is how one-sided a story it tells. And based on the fact that Jordan's own production company, Jump 23, helped produce the series, it's safe to say that Jordan profited monetarily off the production. Forbes even confirmed as much when they reported Jordan would be donating his earnings from the documentary to charity, so I guess that's good. It's hard to imagine what it feels like being in the shadows of arguably the greatest player of all time. All of this talking isn't helping Pippen's case, however. More than anything, it makes the audience feel like he's insecure about his place in NBA history. He might be angry and bitter, but he has a right to feel slighted. Pippen was genuinely one of the best players in the NBA in the 90s, particularly in the 1993-1994 season, where he finished 3rd in MVP voting with Jordan playing baseball. The Bulls won 55 games that season, and Pippen himself understood the magnitude of that. And despite that, he was also one of the Bulls' most heavily underpaid players, earning an average of just $3 million per year while on the team. And while he was generously compensated in his time with the Rockets and Blazers afterwards, he was still slighted by Chicago post-retirement, which reportedly promised him positions with the front office on multiple occasions that never panned out. He is definitely one of the most underrated players of this generation when you consider the magnitude of his success. So while Pippen airing his grievances in the media might not be earning him many new fans, he's not necessarily wrong about what he's saying. So, what do you think? Does Pippen have a point, or is he just salty? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you guys next time.